fall of 2017, a group of American soldiers came under attack by Islamic militants. The footage from their body cameras tells the story of the ambush. They scramble for cover from a barrage of bullets, but are quickly overwhelmed. Then, as they attempt a desperate retreat, the attackers close in. The news of their deaths was met with shock back home. Not just for how they died, but where? In the West African country of Niger.
Questions have swirled since the October 4th raid that left 4 American soldiers dead.
I didn't know there was 1,000 troops in Niger.
The real question, of course, what were they doing there in the first place?
The ambush brought to light a harsh reality, that the U.S. is spending billions of dollars in Africa and around the globe to fight a new generation of terrorist groups. 20 years into the war on terror, I want to know how these groups are thriving and how black market oil may be fueling an even larger and more complex web of extremism.
Wait.
What's happening? Josh, come back. How much of a threat is Boko Haram?
Very, very dangerous. Without the military, they will have taken over.
I'm in Maiduguri, a city in northern Nigeria. It's a place that has seen horrific violence, and where Major General Musa now leads the fight against a group called Boko Haram. Boko Haram is one of the largest militant groups in Africa. They came to the world's attention in 2014 after abducting more than 200 schoolgirls. The group's aim? To enforce a strict fundamentalist interpretation of Islamic law. Nigeria has been dealing with attacks from Boko Haram for more than a decade. 35,000 people have died, and millions have been displaced.
Boko Haram started like a homegrown terrorist group and then expanded.
Recently, factions of Boko Haram have pledged allegiance to ISIS and have grown in power and influence while waging a guerrilla war across Africa. In 2020, the United States contributed close to $600 million in weapons and other military services to help Nigeria fight back.
We all know ISIS is well funded, so they have a way of linking up to them and then giving them compliance. So we have to establish checkpoints to deny them.
Checking all the cars and trucks that are coming in, and they just stopped this car on the side. They're just searching this car and everyone in it. Checkpoints like this one are often targeted by suicide bombers and IEDs, improvised explosive devices. So apart from explosive devices, what else are you guys looking for in terms of being smuggled?
We have Boko Haram sympathizers. They give them food, and they also eat IED components like fertilizer. We also look out for, fuel when we see it, especially in large quantities.
Food, weapons, and fuel. The staples of any group at war. To understand where and how Boko Haram is getting their hands on the goods they need to run their operations, the military agrees to take me to a location where I might find answers. people who have surrendered fighters? Wow. That is an enormous amount of people. This compound on the outskirts of the city holds around 2,000 former Boko Haram fighters and their families. They're being held here for de-radicalization. A few of them have agreed to talk to me in private. So my name is Mariana. Thank you for being here. How long were you with Boko Haram?
12 years.
12 years. When did you surrender? How long ago?
3 months.
So you were with Boko Haram until 3 months ago?
Of course.
I'm told these men were in charge of recruitment, bomb making, and seeking supplies for Boko Haram. Why did you join Boko Haram?
Yanayin na ga lokacin da ya zo gaskiya ne suke tafiyarwa kuma zalunci ya yi yawa shugabanni. Abu nan ba sabida.
And why did you leave?
They are killing, they are collecting money for people. Even in the Quran self, they're not teach like this.
What is the goal of Boko Haram?
Abin da suke bukata dai kawai ya zama duk jama'a din mafi yawa kan akidansu din a tafi.
To expand. And is it expansion just here in Nigeria?
Duniya ne ake so a ce ai gaba daya.
They want to go global.
Shi yasa dalilin haka ne ake haɗe da Iraki da sauransu ake ma'amala tare.
With ISIS?
ISIS. Yes.
Do you think Boko Haram poses a threat to America?
Ta samu dama kam za ta kai musu hari.
Boko was specifically looking for American targets that they could attack.
Wanda ya sha.
Kaman an shiga jirgi ko ba ya so American din ba ya ce.
Ana tunanin yadda za a yi a shiga jirgi.
It's shocking to hear firsthand how this group was planning to kill Americans. But the question remains, how does a terrorist organization in such a remote corner of Africa get what it needs to operate? Do you know how Boko Haram gets certain supplies that are important for them?
Yadda muke samun mai da sauran kayan rayuwa din.
How important is fuel for Boko Haram?
In ka ga mai bai amfani ba sai da damuna. Sabida mai din babban bindiga din dole a mota za ku dauke shi.
So petrol is the most important.
Most important.
Without petrol, would Boko Haram be able to exist, survive?
They cannot do work.
They wouldn't be able to do work.
No.
It's not something I've ever thought much about, the logistics of terror. But in order to evade capture, Boko Haram is operating from obscure locations, far from gas stations. That means if they want the ability to move fast and strike whenever and wherever they want, their fleet of vehicles needs fuel. Nigeria is one of the largest producers of oil in the world, exporting petroleum products to the United States, Europe, and Asia. There are nearly 5,000 oil wells in the country, and most of them have been drilled in the oil-rich south. The fuel, do you know if it's coming from the south of the country?
Kamar su wari, abba mun sani duk ana kawo Port Harcourt da sauransu.
From the Niger Delta, Port Harcourt area. The Niger Delta, off the southern coast of Nigeria, accounts for nearly 90% of the country's petroleum exports. Even though the region is hundreds of miles away, it seems plausible that it's Boko Haram's source and the lifeblood of their ongoing operations. We've been told that before we're able to film any oil in this region, we actually have to ask permission from the man in charge. He'll be showing up at any moment. Oh, I think he's coming up, guys. Thank you, Royal Highness. It's not every day you get to stand before a king. The opulence, the formality, the reverence from the members of his court, it's all there. I see you have many phones. Thank you so much for having us in your beautiful palace. We're here to ask for your permission to film in your lands. He's not your everyday king. This is Ateke Tom, a former militant and gang leader, responsible for years of deadly attacks in Nigeria's oil-producing region. But in 2009, as part of a peace deal, Ateke Tom, along with other former gang leaders, accepted amnesty from the government. Local media, from Channels Television and TV 360 Nigeria, were on hand to capture the dramatic moments when he surrendered his weapons and was later appointed to this ceremonial post. And now, nothing happens here without his permission.
Permission granted
Permission
by His
granted.
Royal Majesty.
Thank you, Royal Highness. I was told there's one thing I should not ask about. A very touchy subject. But of course, I do. Is there oil in this area?
Of course, there's oil.
And what is the situation with the oil right now?
Most times we don't really talk about it because it's painful.
There's a good reason the king doesn't want to talk about oil. Multinational corporations like Shell, Chevron, and Exxon have exploited the region's natural resources since the 1950s, when Nigeria was still a British colony. Extreme social inequality has pushed local communities into oil piracy, creating one of the world's biggest black markets for crude. If I want to find out if Boko Haram is benefiting from this lucrative black market, I need to head into one of the many illicit refineries hidden in the backwaters of the Niger Delta. So it's this way, yeah?
Yes.
This way. Okay. After months of planning, a contact who was born and raised in this area helps me obtain rare access to the site. It's crazy. So this is it, right?
Yes.
This is it. Well, what is this? What is?
This is the crude oil.
This is the crude oil.
Yes.
And it's coming out.
Look
so
at
this
the pipe.
is the illegal extraction. So it's coming out of the pipe.
Yes.
A local named Mike shows me how they tap pipelines that run through this land, a process known as bunkering. I received mixed reports about the owner of this specific pipeline, but every domestic and foreign oil company deals with thefts like these. It's estimated that $7.3 billion of Nigerian oil is stolen every year. And then what happens? How does it get out of here?
They will now put crude oil inside this oven.
Okay.
Then they will now put on the fire the under to boil the crude.
So they're refining.
Yes, we refine it.
This is what they call bunkering.
Yes. Don't go close to that
don't
place.
go very. Is it dangerous?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I feel like we're walking through a ticking time bomb.
Oh my God.
Illegal refining sites like this one are highly volatile. Hundreds of workers have died in accidents and explosions. Who's this guy and what's he doing? Why is he so angry? What the is happening? I don't understand. As word spreads that there's a camera team filming, the workers grow suspicious.
Are you sure you are not being sent by oil companies?
No, I'm a journalist. I work for National Geographic.
Are you sure of what you're saying?
I'm 100% sure.
Let me see your ID card.
They think we're representatives of multinational oil companies coming to close down their illegal operation. What's happening? Josh, come back. We're just filming. It's just filming. I'm investigating black market oil in Nigeria and its connection to Boko Haram. But workers from an illegal refinery have come to shut down our filming. No, we're not here by oil company. We just want to talk to people.
It's okay. It's okay.
Years of colonialism and betrayal have made it hard for locals to trust outsiders. They've told us that the people have calmed down and we can now go back in, right?
Yeah.
They've calmed down.
People are suffering. We have a lot of crude oil in this community, but yet we are not benefiting anything. No water, no electricity, no school. Everybody facing poverty in this community.
So that's why you have to do this work.
That is why we have to do this to eat.
So the sun is setting, and now this is when they start lighting fire to these sort of big tanks. By nighttime, this is all full of fire, and you sort of understand why this terrain looks the way it does. The crude that was stolen from legal pipelines eventually becomes an illegal refined product, ready to be bought and sold on the black market. He's just in there barefoot, scooping it up and then putting it in bags. And there's kerosene and diesel. That's diesel?
Yeah.
And then they put it in the plastic, in the bags, and take it out of this area.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow, it's hot. It smells so strong. The smell is so strong.
Yes.
So this is sort of the last step of the process of getting the fuel out of here. They put all the diesel into these cars, and then you drive this car out of here. Yeah. And then from here, where does it go?
We distribute it all over.
All over the country?
Yes, all over the country.
Including the Maiduguri all the way up to the north?
All over.
It's wild that the diesel in this car could be making its way north through military checkpoints like the one we saw. Although we didn't find any evidence that Boko Haram is reselling the stolen oil, the group would be severely hamstrung without it. That's why the Nigerian army is doing what it can to choke the supply line. It's also part of the reason why the U.S. is so concerned with the flow of illicit oil around the globe.
This may seem like something that's far away from the United States, but it's really not.
Dr. Matthew Levitt is a former intelligence analyst for the FBI. He specializes in counterterrorism and global extremist groups at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy.
So there are certainly groups that have used sanctioned oil or illicit oil. You got Boko Haram in Nigeria. Of course, you've had the Islamic State. This is unique to groups or state sponsors of terrorism who are sitting on resource-rich territory.
And there are few countries as rich in resources as Iran, one of America's biggest adversaries and the main supporter of a notorious group called Hezbollah.
Hezbollah is a militant organization based in Lebanon and has carried out terrorist attacks around the world, including targeting Americans. And it is also a deeply ideologically bound partner to the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Hezbollah, or Party of God, is an Islamic militant group founded in the 1980s. Designated as a terrorist group by the United States, it pioneered modern suicide bombing. Before 9/11, Hezbollah was responsible for more American deaths than any other terrorist group. Now, reinvented as a political party, Hezbollah wields significant power in Lebanon.
Hezbollah is not like Al-Qaeda or the Islamic State, where it's going to kill you every time it has the opportunity, but it's far better trained, and it benefits from security and intelligence training that it gets from Iran, and they want to be able to have off-the-shelf planning ready to go in the event that they're called to do something, and do something quickly.
So I'm heading to Lebanon, straight into the heart of Hezbollah, to witness firsthand how oil is financing terror. I'm on a journey to understand how black market oil may be fueling an even larger and more dangerous web of extremism.
This is one of the annual celebrations for Hezbollah. Here are thousands of people. You can see they're waving the yellow flag, the Hezbollah flag.
I noticed that I'm the only Western journalist here. It also seems I'm the only female journalist in sight, standing in front of Hezbollah's all-male leadership.
وإلى اليوم المقاومة هي التي تحفظ هذه الهوية، هي التي حفظتها بالدم، بالتضحيات، بالجهاد.
I lived in this region nearly 2 decades ago. Back then, Hezbollah was a much smaller group, but its leader, Hassan Nasrallah, has transformed it into a major political force, one based largely on hostility towards the West.
مع سحق عظام العدو، مع إسقاط صورة الجيش الذي لا يقهر.
What's the current situation right now in Lebanon?
It's a very bad situation on the political level, on the economic level, on the social level, on the security level. The country is drowning. We are in free fall.
Rami Aisha is a Lebanese journalist who's covered the rise of Hezbollah. I'm hoping he can help me understand the reality I'm walking into.
And we're coming to cover a story which is a very sensitive subject matter here, which is oil and diesel in the hands of Hezbollah. How careful should we be?
You should be very careful. I have one of my very good friends who was assassinated last year, almost a year ago, because he was speaking out about the networks that Hezbollah uses to fund themselves, which is the story you're doing, is the diesel.
Right.
Because it's becoming one of the sources of funding for them.
And where is this oil coming from? Where's this gas coming from?
We have 2 sources of gas. The legal one is coming from Greece, it's coming from Algeria, it's many other places. But for the illegal, we have the Iranian oil.
Iranian
oil.
The Iranian oil Rami mentions was part of a massive shipment in late 2021 that openly defied U.S. sanctions. In a highly politicized spectacle covered by news around the world, Hezbollah organized a parade of oil tankers carrying Iranian oil through the streets of Lebanon.
Because Iran has been subject to sanctions for so many years now, it is expert at sanctions evasion. They were able to create these front companies that very effectively have been smuggling oil to the benefit of really bad illicit actors. And when it came to the point that it needed to finance its proxies like Hezbollah, the natural way to do that was through oil.
They claimed that this breaking of U.S. sanctions was a major victory for the Lebanese people.
You have to be very careful, because I don't even believe that they are not following you already. It's not that this is a paranoia. The first mistake is the last mistake with these people.
Despite Rami's warnings, I still want to understand how and why sanctioned Iranian oil was allowed into the country. So I'm headed to the southern suburbs, Hezbollah's stronghold in the city.
It's quite surreal, actually. We have this wall of men in front of us, and we have people behind us also following us.
As Rami predicted, Hezbollah is indeed watching. They've assigned a handful of miners to keep an eye on me as I walk the streets.
Go inside? Go inside? Wait.
This way? No.
Go inside?
That way. Fast, fast.
No. Go. Go that way.
A few months ago, Hezbollah brought in, very publicly brought in oil, illegal oil from Iran. Why was that decision made?
It's not illegal. It's a legal initiative because it was under a severe economic sanctions.
Dr. Abdul Halim Fadlallah was handpicked by Hezbollah's political arm to speak with me. Is the oil from Iran still coming in right now?
I think no. I think now no. بس عفوا انا بالنسبه للاويل والغاز بدي اقول لك انا ما حاب فوت كثير بموضوع.
Yes, yeah, he's saying I don't want to go into this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't feel comfortable answering the oil
Yeah.
questions. The United States considers Hezbollah to be a terrorist organization. How does that affect you?
This affected Hezbollah. It affected the Lebanese people, not Hezbollah, because the sanction affected the Lebanese people.
I'm going back to the oil again. Was there financial gain? Is Hezbollah making money from the selling of Iranian oil?
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
You're sure?
I think so.
After talking for more than an hour, Dr. Fadlallah's answers continue to seem evasive. To find out more about the black market oil they received from Iran, I've arranged a meeting with a man who was directly involved in the shipment.
بيقتلوني. في كتير قصص لازم العالم تعرفها.
أنا مريانا.
أبو حيدر.
Abu Haidar? Are you Hezbollah?
Yeah.
This man, who asked me to call him Abu Haidar, says he works for Hezbollah. He has first-hand knowledge about the highly publicized oil shipment of Iranian oil that brazenly defied U.S. sanctions.
How did the oil from Iran come to Lebanon?
بس ما في أحكي عليها، بس في أشياء كتير ما بتعرفها العالم. هاي أسرار ضمن الخزنة عند الحزب.
When you talk about secrets, when the oil came from Iran, it was very public, it was reported. What are the secrets that most people don't know?
ما هو ما كل شيء بيطلع على الإعلان. اللي بدنا إياه بنطلع على الإعلان، اللي بدنا إياه ما بنطلع على الإعلان. قبل ما تطلع الكمية الكبيرة وعلى الإعلانات وعلى التلفزيونات وعلى الهيدا، اجوا 3 بواخر استلمناهم من صيدا وفوتناهم على الضاحية الجنوبية.
Oh wow. It was reported that it came that one time. No?
لا إيران تبعتهم البواخر، أوقات يفوتوا بالبواخر، أوقات يبعتوا الصهاريج على سوريا من ضمن العراق البار.
If Abu Haider is telling the truth, this is clearly a much bigger smuggling operation involving multiple countries.
نحن كنا نطلع من هون بالشحنات الكبيرة نعبيهم بالسهريج نضلوا فايتين فيهم ونفوت فيهم على الضاحية الجنوبية لعنا.
This is still happening now. The oil is still coming from Iran right now.
بعده هيك. هيديك الجمعة طلعتنا عليه.
What Abu Haider tells me directly contradicts what I'd heard from Dr. Fadlallah. Is the oil from Iran still coming in right now?
I think no. I think now, no.
My hunch is that I wasn't told the full truth, and that Hezbollah remains active in the smuggling of Iranian oil. But there's only one way to know for sure. I need to go to the Syrian border and see for myself.
How far are we?
We need 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, so we're 10 minutes away. We're heading to an area that's controlled by Hezbollah to talk to a member of Hezbollah that we heard is smuggling oil between Lebanon and Syria.
This is Lebanon's Bekaa Valley, a fertile region flanked by beautiful mountains. Due to the porous border with Syria, this region has become a haven for smugglers of all kinds.
We have 3 cars with us. We're in the middle. You know, it could be an ambush. We don't know what to expect. So everybody's a bit on edge. Was that our contact next to the car? I guess that's our guy.
Moving in, we're moving in, all good.
So we're getting closer and closer to the Syrian border. We're just a few minutes from the border. It's basically on the other side of that mountain. We're following this small black car at the front. Oh, we're here actually.
Don't go out from the cars before Rami tell us. Copy that.
We're good to get out? Okay, we can leave the car.
What Abu Haider revealed on the rooftop is stunning, but I imagine it's only part of the story. Here, away from Hezbollah's prying eyes, I'm hoping the smuggler I'm about to meet can finally reveal the true extent of these black market operations.
So Abu Ali, what is it that you do?
بشتغل بتهريب الأشخاص وتهريب مازوت ومواد غذائية وحليب وأدوية.
Are you a member of Hezbollah?
لا.
You're a supporter of Hezbollah?
لا لا.
So just so I understand, what is your connection, if any, to Hezbollah? Do you have business with Hezbollah?
علاقتي مع الحزب بس بالشغل أكثر من الشغل منه.
How much money are you making from the smuggling of oil?
يعني بتلاحق أرباح تقريبا من 5 ل 7.
A month?
باليوم.
Every day? $5,000 to $7,000 a day. Who's benefiting the most from the oil smuggling, from the illegal Iranian oil?
حزب الله.
Hezbollah is the ones that are profiting the most.
نعم.
They're making money from it.
يا بين المصال. نعم.
How much money do you think they're making?
يعني بالحمل اللي نحن بنطلع فيه لنفترض 7,000 وبيطلع فيه 14 لل 15,000.
And what are they doing with the money?
بيشتري فيها سلاح، بيدعم الجماعة تبعاته، بيدعم العناصر تبعه. عم بيعطي قوة كتير، عم بيدعموا بكل شيء. من وراء البترول اللي عم يبعتوا لهون، عم بيقوي حاله بالماديات وبالمصاري وبالسلاح وبالسيارات.
So they're making money out of the selling and out of the transportation of oil. All parts, the whole process they're making money out of.
وقت اللي نحن بنطلعه هو بيجمعوا عنده بيصير عنده سوق سعودي منشان يبيع للشعب السوري.
It's astounding to hear that Iranian oil isn't only being smuggled into Lebanon, it's also flowing into Syria. It's a black market within a black market, and it calls into question another of Dr. Fadlallah's claims.
Is Hezbollah making money from the selling of Iranian oil?
No.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And all this diesel is coming from illegal Iranian oil.
Yeah.
Abu Ali invites me to see how he smuggles oil across the border into Syria.
Super close to the border right now. Yes, it's getting really dark, and this is not, where you want to get stuck at night. Okay, so they're instructing the drivers to all turn the cars outwardly, so there's an ambush or something happens, we have a fast way out. Oh my God.
Everyone's on edge. We're standing between a war zone in Syria and one of the most active smuggling routes in the world.
Where are we?
نحن هلا على حدود لبنانية وطالعين البضاعة على سوريا هلا.
So Syria is that way?
Syria.
Syria is right there, on the other side of this. The Syria is on the other side of this mountain.
يلا شباب اسرع اطلعوا بسرعة يلا. قولوا في وراها قافلة كبيرة، بس هن بيطلعوا هوا كشافين بيفتحوا الطريق هلا ووراهم قافلة كبيرة.
How many trucks?
يعني ممكن من 10 تراك 30 تراك.
30 trucks going tonight.
If there are 30 trucks associated with just this one smuggler, it's crazy to think how much illegal oil crosses this region.
نحن بنخاف من الدولة اللبنانية ومن المخابرات السورية. We cannot spend too much.
Okay, so he's saying we can't stay here too long because it gets a lot of visibility here. We need to go.
Some light at the top. It's from the hill towards our location.
قولوا في ناس تنطر هون.
Here, we need to go. Wait. Okay, go.
I'm in a town close to the Lebanese-Syrian border, trying to witness firsthand how illicit oil is being trafficked. My first attempt was shut down, but this is such a wild and porous border, I was able to gain access to another operation headed into Syria tonight.
I think it's this one here. Marhaba. Wow. So it's the truck that they transport the gas, and the smell is so intense here. It's really, really strong smell of gasoline in here.
This man, who asked me to call him Mohammed, manages a fleet of trucks and the stash house, which stores illegal fuel.
Whoa.
Oh my God! Wow, it's all full to the very top with gasoline. From here, it goes into the truck. Yeah.
He tells me this 10,000-liter shipment is heading to Syria tonight, one of 3 trucks in his fleet.
Where are the other 2?
على الطريق هوديك يروحوا.
But is this illegal? What you're doing?
ايدي هذا المزود لبناني بس.
Okay.
عليك.
So it's going today to Syria tonight. And are you driving it?
كأني أول مرة بشوفها مكسورة حزينة ضايعة كانت علقت إيدي بالمقعد ما بدي تفلت مني خليني ثابت دماغي شعره بيرتجل أطراف أعصابي تلفت
I joined the smuggler as he makes his way to Syria, getting as close to the border as possible.
How many times do you do this trip?
يعني بنلحق أمرار مرة أمرار مرتين.
So every day you're taking fuel to Syria?
صح.
Okay, camera down.
الكاميرا تحت إيه؟
Here. Do you cross through the official border crossing, or is it in other roads?
احنا بنقطع على طرقات تراب نحن بندفع للي بيفتحوا لنا طريق، في ناس خصوصي بيفتحوا لنا طريق بمناطقهم بيخلونا نمرق بالمناطق تبعهم، هو بدنا نعطيهم مصاري.
So do Hezbollah have tanks too? Do they have trucks like this?
بيشتغلوا بس على الكلير.
They do it a lot.
Even though smugglers like him pay Hezbollah for passage, that money pales in comparison to the amounts that the group is making from its own oil shipments.
أكيد حزب الله شو هن مستلمين كل حدود أحزاب في الحزب بياخد مازوت وبيجيب مازوت إيراني بس بده لأنه قدام في أمن بيعملوا لنا مشاكل بس بسرعة.
Okay.
This is as far as he's willing to take me.
And there it goes. So he's heading towards Syria. He says he does this once or twice a day, but that this is sort of small potatoes compared to the business, the scale of the business that Hezbollah has here in this region, doing this, basically smuggling.
This oil truck is one of seemingly hundreds crisscrossing this border every night, ultimately supplying and supporting some of the most infamous regimes on the planet. Syria and Iran, sworn enemies of the United States. It's hard to imagine a black market on this scale, but it's equally hard to imagine how you would stop it.
If this is illegal oil sanctioned by the United States and the United Nations coming into the hands of a terrorist organization, why do you think the United States allows this to happen?
الأمريكان ما عم بوقفوا هذا الشيء لأنه نحن إيران سوريا روسيا حزب الله ما عندها يعني بده يصير في حرب عالمية ثالثة.
When I set out to investigate how terrorist groups like Hezbollah or Boko Haram are thriving, I never expected to find such a robust transnational black market for oil. One that not only defies international sanctions, but that is also bolstering terrorist organizations and rogue states all around the world.
This very much ties into American security, even if it seems like something that's far away on the other side of the world. It's a problem for us in terms of what we're paying at the pump. It's a problem for us in terms of regional stability. Iran is sponsoring groups who chant death to America, and they don't just chant it, they act on it. We fear that Hezbollah operatives, sleeper cells around the world, could be activated, including some that we found here in the United States. This is the real deal.
In the end, what is true of the legal market is also true of the illegal one. Oil is king, and it fuels everything, including some of America's most dangerous enemies.